I'm Amber Davies, and this is your 5-minute call. This is the space where musical theatre takes centre stage. From unforgettable backstage stories with incredible special guests to insights from my life and my theatre journey. We're leaving it all on the mic every single week, so let's jump in. This week on the podcast, we have an incredible triple threat and the queen of TikTok. It's Miss Hannah Lowther. So we have a triple threat on our hands today. And TikTok sensation, Miss Hannah Lowther.
Stop it!
Stop.
Not the triple threat.
You are a
quadruple,
triple.
darling. No, joking.
Yes. You are a triple threat. But honestly, your name in this industry is like, she is good at everything.
Oh my gosh, stop. I can't ice skate though, so.
Oh God, either can I.
Yes, you can.
Either can I. Don't. That's not trauma. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate it. I feel like I know you just from watching your TikToks.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I want to say this early on because do you remember where we first met?
At the What's on Stage Awards?
No, babe. We auditioned for 6 together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you turned up to that audition looking so fierce. You were wearing little shorts and
knee-high boots.
I loved, oh my gosh.
Yes.
And I remember thinking, she's not going to know who I am. And you came and spoke to me.
Yeah, I remember looking at you and thinking, oh, that's Hannah Lowther. Like, I've definitely watched half of her TikToks. And I'll never forget that.
Oh my gosh.
And
What a full circle.
I know. So I ask all of our guests this one question before we get going, and that is, what is your pre-show ritual?
Ooh.
Because for me, like, my show ritual changes with every job. Depends what
Right.
role I'm playing. So say in 6, say you were going to go on for Kay Howard.
Honestly, at the 5, I've got my tripod out and I'm getting as much content as I possibly can. Because I don't get to go on that often. So when I'm in that costume, you bet I'm stood there
With that makeup.
with a full face and a ponytail and I'm doing it.
I'm obsessed. Hannah's pre-show ritual is content.
Content.
Do you know that's queen material, that is.
What's yours?
Depends really. When I was doing Bring It On, I had to have, you know, a gin chew?
Yeah.
If I didn't have one of them before opening, I felt like I couldn't sing the whole show. Right. It was really weird, like in my head.
Mental.
And then with Vivian Ward, I have like a long piece of script that I do right at the end of the show. Mm-hmm. I'd say that about 4 times before going on.
Really?
It's really weird. And then,
get it out.
yeah, I just have to say it. I have to say it to know that I'm in my mind, I'm in my body. Mm-hmm. Because I have this thing where my brain moves faster than my mouth, so I trip over my words all the time.
Me too, actually.
Do you?
Yeah, I always felt, oh, sorry, I put my teeth back in.
Yeah, put your teeth back in.
Everyone always takes the mic because then I start saying words really weirdly.
I know. And I always feel really embarrassed that, oh my God, do people think I'm drunk or something? Or like dumb, you know?
Yeah.
It's actually just our brains move quicker. Yeah. So, let's go back to Tesco. What thought process did you have when you were making those videos? I can imagine you didn't expect to get the reaction that you did.
No, and I didn't. I feel like at the time, mid-pandemic, TikTok wasn't really like a thing. It was like boosting people's careers yet. You know, like the OG YouTubers that all of a sudden they were doing ads and like that was their jobs. And it's like, oh, that's so cool. But like TikTok hadn't really got there yet. So I never thought it would be such a thing. And I don't really know. Honestly, I always say that I just missed like the joy that I got from musical theatre, and like it was mid-pandemic, and I was like, where am I meant to get all this joy from?
When did you graduate?
2019.
Okay.
So literally the summer
before.
Did panto, auditions were just picking up, and then it all stopped. And yeah, when you're like around all your stagey friends, and you just get like so much like joy, like energy,
and
like
you
get energy from them. But like, I wasn't getting that energy because like I was at home, like I couldn't see my friends, I couldn't see my boyfriend. I mean, I love my family; they give me energy, but it's not quite the same. Yeah, and so that's when I started making TikToks. Also, because I was like seeing things in the store, and my colleagues were like, "What is this girl? What is she talking about?"
What did they think?
Well, To start with, they were literally like, okay, that's so weird. I'd pick up the Regina kitchen towel and be like, my name is Regina. And they were like, what? Like they did not understand. And so I was like, someone's got to appreciate this. So I put it on TikTok. And then eventually they started like getting on board.
Yeah.
And I would go in early to like film the videos. And they'd be like, well, you really think it's worth like turning up to work at 6:30 a.m? And I'm like, yeah. Like,
so you saw it picking up momentum and thought, this is working for me.
yeah.
And I need to...
Yeah. But I never thought that it was going to get this big. And now
I
there's
kind
like
of
no going
that,
back.
though. Yeah. You're stuck.
Yeah, I'm now trapped. No, but it's amazing. But at the time, I was just like
Enjoying
sharing,
yourself.
sharing the joy for
I
it.
love that. Like it happened naturally, organic.
Yeah.
Like you're such a down to earth person. And I love that. Because I really do love that, considering how successful you are. And it's just so mental to me that like there are so many different avenues that you can kind of get a foot in.
Yeah.
And TikTok, you know, you're short of a mil. You're nearly there.
I'm like 50,000 away from a mil.
Okay,
As
well,
we're recording this. So
yeah.
who knows?
So everyone who's listening, can you go and follow Hannah on TikTok? Because we need to get her to a mil by the end of this year.
By the end of this episode.
Yes. Yeah. When do you think you'll reach a mil?
I don't know. It's been moving quite rapidly. As in, I hit 900,000 just before New Year's.
Shut up.
And it's gone up 50,000 since then. So I don't know what's going on.
What's the most views you've had on a video?
Well, I the Heather's reveal video where I was Heather Duke, that got like 50 million views.
Oh my
Loads.
God, babe.
I know, it's
You're
crazy.
You're freaking worldwide.
I know, it's crazy. But then also, I just feel like at the time I started doing the videos, I just didn't take myself too seriously.
I like that.
I think that's what's important about like creating a following, is just be authentic.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's days where I'm like, I'm not feeling my most authentic self right now. Like, you know, when you're having a bad day and then you know you've got to go and do something and it's like, oh, you've got to put
Your best
your
face
best
on.
enthusiastic Hannah face on.
Yeah.
Just trying to be as authentic as possible. And hopefully that's why people follow me, because I'm not your typical kind of like filtered person that you kind of see sometimes in the media.
Yeah, you're real.
Yeah.
But that's why you're gaining so much following, because people can relate to you. And as we know, musical theatre has an incredible community and so many people love it. I was kind of looking at your TikTok the other day and it is like die-hard MT fans. They're all out there.
Yeah.
And they absolutely love you.
Yeah, and I've been lucky that, I mean, 2 of the shows I've done are like the shows with the fans, you know, the fan base, like Heather's, we've got the Corn Nuts, and then the 6 is like the Queendom. Yeah. I've been very lucky to do those shows. Yeah. So I guess early on.
So Heather's,
yeah,
you loved it, right?
I loved it.
And you did every track? The first person?
I was the first person to play all 3, which is mad. I mean, a couple of people have done it now.
But you were the first.
I was the first. No, I was the first. No, a couple of people have done it now, and they're amazing.
That takes some skill, babe.
But at the time, I was literally just like, we're just getting by, guys. We're just doing the show, and we're just making sure it doesn't get cancelled. It sounds bad, but like, you kind of do in the moment. In the moment and in the industry.
The show must go on.
The show must go on, baby. And when you know there's a whole audience of people that have booked to see the show, or might have booked their hotel and travelled really far, they might have saved up all their like pocket money to like buy tickets for the show, and it's like cancelling really isn't ideal.
No, in any show.
Yeah.
The producers will make sure that
that's
last resort.
Yeah, and I didn't feel pressured to do Heather Duke because I didn't officially cover Heather Duke, but I did just feel like, well, I can do it, so I'd be silly to not offer that as an option. Forward. And they were like, yes, please.
Had you been in the audition rooms before for like a West End show, like pre-Tesco?
I'd been in some audition rooms.
Do you think it helped?
No.
So you don't think TikTok got anything to do with it?
Wait, you think TikTok helped?
Do you think like...
Oh my God, I thought you meant, do you think having previous auditions helped? I was like, no, TikTok helped.
Do you think TikTok helped?
1,000,000%.
You do?
Yeah. Because...
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and I feel like I'll own that, because...
It's like I had to...
Yeah, I had to like put myself out there and take that opportunity. And as much as I can back it up with
talent,
skill, my professional training, but TikTok definitely opened the doors for me.
I think that's really important for our listeners as well to be like, you have to go above and beyond to throw yourself out there. Because you have to be your number one fan.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to just like celebrate yourself and just be like, I've got this.
Yeah.
And I think I was obviously lucky to be given a chance and an opportunity. It's so hard to even get in the room. And like, even now, there's things that, you know, been auditioning and I'm like, why am I not being seen for that? Why am I not for that? It's hard to even get in the room, and I think they don't really teach that at drama school. They're like, here's what you're going to do when you get your audition. And it's like, no, you need to prepare us for how to, you know, get an audition, how to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, we all have agents and they do their best and they do a great job at it, but it's hard getting in the room. I think that's the hardest part.
I do.
Once you're in the room, at least you feel like you're accomplishing something by going in there and doing your best. Because if you can't even do that, it's like, what can you do?
Yeah.
Make TikToks.
I know. But I just love that. I love your honesty. Like, I always say, I wouldn't have got my West End debut if I was on Love Island. Like, I own it.
Just own it,
I own it. But I just love that you made that for yourself. You, like, made that entrance. It was no one else but you. Yeah, you know?
That's crazy.
Everything happened, like, everyone's stars and your drive and your motivation, like, got you to where you are today.
Also, I manifest a lot.
Do you?
Not like officially, like, you know how people read into it and like have crystals and stuff like not like that, but sometimes I feel like I say things and then it just happens.
Then it happens.
I
or if you can envision yourself in a musical.
Yeah, I can really, like, when I knew I was in for 6, I was like arranging my life over getting the job. Good. I was literally like, I'm going to finish SpongeBob and then I've got one day off and then I start rehearsals for 6 and then I've got to, like, I was fully in that mindset. Which does make it harder when you don't get it.
Yeah, I know, because you're emotionally invested. But that's what I did. When I went in for Vivian, I wrote down all my negotiations in my notes. And I was like, all I'm going to do is copy and paste that and send it to my agent when I get the offer. And literally, that's what I did. When I got the offer, I just copied and pasted it. And do you know what I've done?
What?
Guys. I went for a pedicure the other day. And I got Bolero purple on my toenails as a way of manifesting that I'll do the Bolero hopefully in the final of Dancing on Ice.
I love that. I thought you were going to say I got purple because I want to be in 6 the musical.
No! I've literally got Bolero purple on my toes.
My God.
I feel
You've just said it out loud on the pod.
I know, I feel so embarrassed that I'm admitting that, but that was my mindset. I'm manifesting it through the Tootsies.
It's going to happen now.
Now it's time for a quick interval. Go and powder your noses and we'll see you in 2. So you trained at Italia Conti. How old are you when you went?
Oh, I was 16.
Me too.
It was very young. You went to Erdem, didn't you?
Yeah.
How did you find Erdem?
Amazing. I think every school that you train at is right for you.
Yeah.
Like, was Italia Conti must have been...
Yeah. I mean, I think I was just young when I went there. And like, from my mindset, I was kind of maybe not taking it as seriously as I should have. And I was taking it seriously, but I genuinely, like, I'll do like exercises and stuff now where I can feel my muscles. And I'm like, oh, that's how my muscles are supposed to work and feel. Whereas I was so young, like my ballet teacher was saying like, squeeze your bum. And I was like, what? Like, and I was trying to do it and it wasn't the right muscles. Whereas now I'm a bit older and my body's older.
Yeah.
Like, you can like feel these things more.
Do you know
it sounds
what?
silly, but
I think I agree with you there. I do think, like, obviously if you go at 16, you get into the industry quicker and younger, but that would be interesting, like, kind of poll to put on our Instagram, whether is 16 too young to go to training.
Yeah. I don't think it is for a lot of people. Like, I would have been fine, but I did 3 years and then had a year of auditioning and was like, I need more training. So I went somewhere else for another year.
Where did you go?
I went to LSMT.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. I had a great year there. And
okay.
It was more about just like honing in on the skills. Like, obviously we learnt lots, but like, it was like putting the puzzle pieces together because I had all these different skills from Conti's, but like LSMT was so good at just piecing it all together. And
maybe you were just that little bit older and wiser, and you'd already done 3 hard years.
Yeah, and also, because I was older and it was only a 1-year course, I was very aware that this 1-year course is costing however much money to get me through that. And I was thinking,
I've got to make this
I have to actually make this happen now. Whereas with a 3-year course, when you're young and you've just left school, which was free, kind of the mindset of this is costing a lot of money kind of wasn't there.
Yeah.
Whereas once I was at LSMT, I was like, right, this is how much each day is costing. I mean, I didn't look at it that deep, but like it was
You
more.
broke it down.
Yeah, if you break it down, like you need to just try and get the most that you can out of your training. And I think that's important because it doesn't really matter where you go.
I do think there's a lot of pressure on people to get into certain schools, but it is just what you do with the training.
Yeah.
Because I actually was more of a singer actress, and I obviously went to Erdang, which is very, very dance based. And I always thought, am I going to get what I need from this? And it depends how much work you want to put in. That's what you're going to get back.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Because I was never a natural dancer, guys. I've got naturally quite big boobs, so like I wasn't the best.
Can't relate.
I wasn't like the best turner. I wasn't the most natural ballet dancer, you know.
Yeah, me neither.
And I always felt like, oh my gosh, have I bitten off more than I can chew going to Erdang? But actually, no, you know.
Because then that brought your dance skills up to meet your other skills.
Yeah, exactly.
To turn you into a triple threat.
Triple threats, baby. So,
do you like my American accent there as well? That's really embarrassing.
Oh my God, your nails, babe.
Valentine's.
I love them.
Thanks.
Can we show them? Look.
It's giving hand model.
It's giving, and I'll be like the back thing, you know.
Okay, Zoella.
So, you did your West End debut in 2007.
You've done your research.
When I tell you, my jaw was on the floor when I found out this information about you. Child actress.
Child actress.
So down
How
here,
insufferable am
Sound
I?
of Music, Oliver, Chitty, and probably loads of more, but these stood
Those
out
three.
to
No,
me.
they were the three.
Palladium, babe,
At the
2007.
Palladium. That was my debut. Yeah.
So how old were you?
10. That was quick maths because I was born in 97, so 10. I was 10 and I played Brigitte, which is the annoying one that's like, I don't even, I was trying to think of a line there. I couldn't think of a single, she goes like this. Yeah.
Well, like,
crazy.
was that, how? Like, how did you get into...
Well, my mum, basically I used to do like shows, local shows when I was younger, like dance school stuff. And my mum was like part of something. They had like all sorts of like forums for mums of like,
Okay.
you know, people who go to dance schools and stuff. And I think a casting director put on there, like, we're looking for our next intake of kids for Sound of Music. I actually think my first audition was Mary Poppins.
Okay.
And I didn't get it.
Oh, she started off with a rejection. That's why
I
she's
know.
humble. She's so humble.
And I didn't get past the first round. And I came out the audition and I was just like this. My mum was like, Hannah, we can't, you know, keep like coming to these auditions if you're going to really take it personally. And I was like, okay, no, I promise I won't. I promise I won't. I just want to go to another one. And then we went to Sound of Music. And I didn't get Sound of Music first time.
So
that was another rejection.
Oh no!
And then, yeah, I got to the round where they were like lining everyone up and to see if we fit like height-wise.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I stood next to these people like, shall I just make myself look shorter or taller or something?
What can I do?
Yeah, but I didn't get it. And then they invited me back like 9 months later or something. And then I got it. Yeah.
Your West End debut is in the Palladium.
I know. I really want to do something at the Palladium now because I feel like that would just be like...
A full circle.
Yeah.
You will. Well, you manifest stuff anyway.
I've just said it. There we go.
There we go. You heard it here first.
Palladium, please. Yeah, and then it was the same casting director. You know the new Mamma Mia programme that's just come out?
Yeah.
They did the Oliver one. What was it called?
Oh,
I'd
yes.
Do Anything. It's called.
Yeah.
And it was around that time. So I was in the original cast with like all the winners from the competition. And so many people, I was talking about this the other day, so many people that are in the industry now were in that production of Oliver. It's mad. Like, because there's so many kids in that.
And you're like, we've worked together.
Yeah. So random.
Where are you originally from?
Basingstoke.
Where's that?
Near Reading.
Okay, so you're a southern girl.
Southern girl.
I do feel like, because I'm North Walian girl.
Walian? I've never heard that.
North Walian. From a very small town, and like, I was never exposed to like child acting or anything because I wasn't there. I wasn't around it. So I do think like the southern children have a lot more on their plate right at the front door, you know?
Yeah.
But I did not know that fact about you, that you were a child actress.
Yeah, and then I went on the UK tour of Chitty Bang Bang.
What year?
Oh gosh. It was maybe like 2 years after, maybe 2010.
Oh no.
But I do remember I was like year 7 at school. So I started secondary school.
Oh my gosh.
And I missed my whole first week at school because I was off on tour with Chitty Bang Bang. And like, I just remember thinking, all these people in my year don't know that that's what, because I didn't know anyone yet, apart from like my friends from my previous school. No one knew that that's what I was going off and doing. They thought I was just some random girl that was like just here for a week and then just like left for a week.
So did you know from that moment, this is going to be a forever thing?
Yeah. I genuinely, when I was in secondary school, maybe even primary school, like year 5, year 6, I genuinely was like, that's what I'm going to do for my career.
There was like no other option.
No. And everyone my whole life told me, what's your plan B? What's your, what are you going to do when this doesn't work out? And it's like, I don't need that negativity in my life right now.
No, there's no other option.
No. And I do think it's sensible to have other strings to your bow.
Yeah.
But like, our training can take us so many places.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's no need for me to have a plan B, because even if I don't perform, like traditionally perform on a stage, there's so many other ways of like actually performing, if you think about it.
Yeah, there is.
Like, so many jobs where I've worked, it sounds silly, but so many jobs that I've done, even like waitressing at a wedding venue, where I'm using my performance skills.
Yes. There are so many ways, like
I don't need a fully plan B.
But you don't, like, the West End isn't the be all and end all. And I think a lot of people get fixated on it. And actually, I'm on a UK tour right now. I'm taking a little paid sabbatical, but
paid sabbatical,
paid sabbatical, baby. But I'm loving it just as much as being in town. I actually love it, and I didn't think I was gonna. But experiencing all the different theatres, I'm a bit obsessed. You told me.
I'm obsessed with your like Rate My Dressing Room series.
I know.
I really missed them actually. So if you just, if you wouldn't mind just like stopping Dancing on Ice.
Okay. I tell you what.
Bring them back.
One week I will like do a screen record of us FaceTiming, and actually you can just rate the dressing room.
Oh my gosh, I'd love that.
And we'll do a limited edition Hannah Lowther Rate My Dressing Room.
And also,
series.
you're living the high life, because when I did tour with SpongeBob, I never got my own dressing room.
Did you not?
No. But do you know what? We were quite lucky, because there wasn't many of us.
So you work with Fabian Eloise?
Yeah.
Fab, isn't he?
He's amazing.
I mean, he's doing amazing with the whole Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard.
Did you see it?
Yeah. Did you?
Obsessed.
It's unreal. And now anytime I walk down the Strand, I'm just thinking, how can you not think like Sunset Boulevard?
I literally loved it. It was probably one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, I was concentrating really hard. Also, did you think before you went in, were you thinking this is going to be...
I'd heard mixed reviews.
Oh, okay.
From people in the industry.
Right.
And I don't like to go in with expectations, but I kind of did. And like, it exceeded them.
Yeah.
I think you either were like 100% for it or 100% not for it.
I mean, I took my boyfriend, and he's not like a theatre. I mean, he comes to watch shows with me, but he doesn't do theatre. And he was like, yeah, it was good. Like, it was really clever. And we went to see Elf the next week, and he was like, I loved it. And I was like, okay, right.
It's like,
I loved Elf too, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. It was so different.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just her, like Nicole's performance.
I saw Rachel, and she was incredible. I know.
I just didn't have the chance to see Rachel.
Yeah, she was incredible.
I would have loved to have seen just the difference, like how they both play it.
Yeah, and the person in front of me got their phone out and tried to record, and I went, "Excuse me, you can't film."
I know,
like an absolute Karen.
But
also, put your phone away.
I know, but you can like. I don't think audience members think that we can see the phone. No, but we can.
I was such a Karen. My boyfriend was like, Hannah. I was like, sorry.
Karen.
I was like, excuse me.
Hannah Karen Lowther.
Karen the computer. I keep joking that I want to play Karen in Mean Girls at some point in my life.
Heard it here first, again.
Manifestation. And now I'm joking that I'm only going to play characters called Heather, Catherine, or Karen.
Okay.
Because all 3 Heathers, Catherine Parr, Catherine Howard, Karen the computer, Karen in Mean Girls.
Okay.
And then I'll retire.
Okay. We need to just touch base on 6 really quickly, and then I've got 2 questions that I need to ask you from the public.
Okay.
So, 6.
6.
It is a hard show. Hard show.
Yes.
I feel like it's on everyone's bucket list. Definitely yours. Like, you were dying to be in it, weren't you?
Yeah.
And
Did I make that really obvious?
Yeah. You could tell. But I love that. I love watching people succeed, and like, it was like there was no other option but for you to be in that show, and I love that.
I don't know what I'd have done if I didn't get it. Like, it sounds really bad, but I was literally like, this is going to be my next show. If I didn't get it, I honestly think I'd have had a breakdown.
Yeah. And has it exceeded expectations?
Yeah, I mean, the feeling on that stage is like no other.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's quite scary because in the Mega Six, at the very end, you go, get your phones out, you're gonna wanna film. 700 phones, just bam. And I've never experienced anything to that scale. So it is a little bit scary.
Like intimidating.
Intimidating. And it's just a whole new experience. It's like a concert.
Yeah.
So we've got in-ears.
I know, because I'm working with Natalie Paris at the minute, and she said that the in-ears at first can be a bit like disorientating.
Yeah, they really were for me, especially because we don't have as much rehearsal time, I guess, as the principal queens. So like, it feels like an out-of-body experience. It feels like you're kind of not there, even though you are. So like when you're interacting with people, you know how normally on stage, like if you know your mic's not on, you can just have a chat.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Whereas like you can't hear each other because you've got your in-ears in.
So it's like, is it a bit like lonely?
It's quite disconnected.
Yeah.
And especially in my debut shows, because all of the rest of the cast had already done the show like several times before. So it just feels a bit like, oh, I'm out here by myself. And then it gets to the bows and you can't even really hear the audience clapping and stuff. I know, that's
wild.
It's crazy.
Can I ask either or, Howard or Parr?
Everyone wants me to answer this.
Go on, give us an exclusive on this.
Howard.
I knew it! I knew it would be.
But I can really appreciate a Parr show as well.
Okay.
I feel empowered when I do Parr.
I love that.
I feel like I get to the end of the number and I'm like proud to be a woman. I know it sounds really cliche, but like I stand there, I'm like, yeah.
And
Bog off, Henry.
I just feel like, even from doing the audition, like it's full out.
Oh my gosh, it's intense.
Choreo is full out.
And the costumes are
heavy,
beautiful and amazing, but they're like quite restricting in the sense that a lot of them are like plastic, basically. And something like sitting down is not comfortable. So like the time in the show when you get to sit down and take a breather, it's actually you're sitting there like with your costume digging into your ribs. So it's like breathe. But yeah, it's hard.
I went to see it before the cast change of you being in it, and it was like divorced, boom, beheaded, boom boom, died, boom boom, show stop.
No!
Yeah.
I would love that. That's so exciting. I mean,
and we were like, what is going on?
What happened? Was it a problem with the
sound?
Oh.
And then we were like there for 15 minutes and then they came out again. But it was just like, I didn't even know you guys had show stops because obviously we had loads in Back to the Future.
Yeah. No, I've never experienced a show stop.
Oh,
and they had one and it was on the day where I was on holiday, so I missed it. Oh, and I thrive off that drama.
I love a show stop. I know it's like, it's annoying for the audience members, but guys, honestly, when you do 8 shows a week, a show stop is like so juicy.
Yeah.
2 questions from the public.
Okay.
Please, could we have your opinion on the best way to stand out during an audition?
Ooh. Don't focus too much on, like, say it's a dance audition. Don't focus too much on getting the choreography 1 million% right. Just focus on performing and like just getting through it. It's not a memory test. And yeah, if you mess up, just move on, carry on.
Yeah. I always think as well that like casting the panel of an audition, watch how you are engaging with people in the room.
Yeah.
Like be nice to people, give a helping hand.
Have you had auditions before where people stood at the side literally like?
Yeah. They don't want someone arrogant being in any cast. So show that you're a kind person, like help someone with a choreography or, I don't know, be engaging. Meet everyone, say hi, hug each other. Like it is about being a nice person.
100%.
And always wear a red lip.
Yeah. I was also going to say, like, it sounds so silly, but I always like to match, I don't know, just wear something, like colour coordinate.
Look like you have your shit together.
Yeah. So if you're also at drama school, they're like leotard and tights. No. I mean, it depends what for, to be fair, but like no one wears leotard and tights really. So if you're wearing like a little legging and a top, maybe like match your top with your scrunchie or match your lips with your top or something.
Yeah.
Just.
I don't think I've ever been to an audition and not wore a red lip. I think that's an Erdang thing.
Yeah.
We have to wear a red lip every day. If you don't wear a red lip at Erdang, they'll tell you to put a red lip on.
I got told off by my ballet teacher at Conti's once because we had this like rule where we had to wear red lip on like one day of the week. No one wanted to. So I didn't, and they were like, I wasn't wearing a scrap of makeup, and they're like, put on a red lip. I was like, what, with no other makeup on my face, just a big fat red lip? And they said, yeah. And so we all went out like Miranda sings, like putting on our lips, like, is this better?
Isn't it wild?
Like, why is that essential? It's really not, but if it makes you feel better.
And the last question is, do you have any tips on how to stay motivated after graduating whilst auditioning for your first job?
Wow, that's a hard one, because my initial instinct was to say, don't put all your eggs in one basket, and don't be like, if I don't succeed in theatre, I'm a failure. Like, you have to have other things going for you, like focus on your friendships and your relationships and, you know, anything else, any other hobbies and skills. Because if you focus so much on that one thing that like you want, and it doesn't end up well, it's just not gonna...
Try and not be emotionally attached as much.
And it's good to be passionate about it, but also like fill your life with other things, and also that sets you up for a career that's got balance. I still haven't learnt the art of balance.
Okay.
From a personal opinion.
But I just think we never stop learning.
No.
We always can evolve.
When I do a show, I'm like all for that show, and it takes over my whole life. So I'm trying to work on, you know,
it's a job, remember?
Things. Yeah, and it is a job. So if you set that up whilst you're auditioning and once you graduate, keep learning as well, like you said.
I don't know why, but I'd always said I don't want to do a cruise. And when I graduated, I wasn't getting into the West End, and I had to open that cruise door, because at that moment in time, that was what was meant for me. I think sometimes, like we said before, you can be fixated on just wanting to be in the West End, but I'm telling you now, you make good money on cruises. You make good money in Panto.
Yes,
you know, true. Keep all of those doors open, and you never know when you step into a room, that producer, yes, might be producing that Panto, but could also be producing a new original show that's coming to the West End. Go to your auditions.
Yeah.
Don't shut the doors on things because it's not your preference.
So true.
Like, you can...
Don't turn your nose up.
No.
You know, I feel like when you get to a certain point, you can be like, no, I don't want to do that, or I do want to do that.
Yeah.
But when you're just starting out, every audition is, I saw it as like a free class, and I was like, right, I'm just going to go in, do what I'm good at, and then...
I really like that. Do every audition like a free class.
Yeah.
Do it to make yourselves better and work on yourselves. But thank you so much.
Thanks
this
for
was
having
such
me.
a gorgeous conversation. You're so real. You're so genuine. Everybody loves you.
I'm just me, babe.
I'm just me,
I just
babe.
want to be me.
And thank you so much. And I can't wait for you guys to hear this.
Oh, thank you.